All right, everybody, welcome back to another Legacy video here on Magic Online. I am the Semiotician, and today we're going to go back to playing some Rug Cutter. By Rug Cutter, sorry, I mean Blue-Red Cutter. I'm so used to saying Rug Cutter these days because I've been kind of high on that deck since I was introduced to it by a local player in my area. But after playing with the Rug version a little bit more, I'm finding myself wanting to return to blue-red again and see how that feels. The reason is that I think that questing Druid is really good at going up on cards through Bowmaster, allows you to play this longer game. There are a higher number of 2-drops in the deck, and it's kind of like, in like a race car. I mean, I don't know anything about cars. I'm just making this up essentially. But you can imagine, like the fuel going through the engine very seamlessly, very in like a very streamlined manner. There's not any clogs in the system. Where when you end up, I think, introducing Questing Druid into the deck, you do end up clogging the system. And the other thing that I've noticed is by introducing the Questing Druids as well, you're also lowering the blue count of the deck, which I find a little bit problematic when it comes to sideboarding, especially if you look at the way that the sideboard is looking now. We're often boarding in cards that aren't blue, so we want to have a high density of blue cards in our deck. And so I'm wondering whether Preordain is not just a better card than Questing Druid because it costs only 1 mana. You have some control over the cards that you get. There's like a high number of times when you seek the beast and you can only use one of the 2 cards anyways. So I would rather just pay 1 mana, look at the top 2 cards in my deck, either select one of them, both of them, or none of them and take a random card. And so, yeah, we're going back on the straight up blue-red version here. I like playing 3 Murktides. I think Murktide is a very powerful way to turn the corner. Still like my Cori Steel Cutters. We've got our Dragon's Rage Channelers. We've got a couple of Tamios. We're playing 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Unholy Heat, split with a second Unholy Heat in the sideboard. I like having this extra card for combo matchups. And then today we're going to try foregoing all of the Grafdigger's Cages and just playing 4 Fairy Macaques. The reason for this is that Fairy Macabre is better against Blue-Black Reanimator. You might say that Fairy Macabre is not very good against Oops All Spells. But I think that 2 Fairy Macabres is pretty good against Oops All Spells, and if we play the full set of 4, we increase the likelihood of having 2 Fairy Macabres in our hand against Oops. And also, most of the Blue-Red Cutter decks tend to be playing Grafdigger's Cage. So if our Oops opponent is sideboarding into like anti-cage technology, and we just have no like artifacts that matter, like we might even just cut Cori Steel Cutters for Fairy Macabres or something, we might be able to get them off guard because they might have boarded in the wrong kind of way to stop us. We'll see if that pans out or not in our matches here. But yeah, let's see what Blue-Red Cutter feels like today. I'm very much excited. All right, we got a sip of coffee. We got an opponent. It's Saturday. It's noon. I should have eaten something before I started this, I guess, but we're in too deep now, folks. Yeah, this hand seems great. I mean, we die to Oops, but it's certainly got a very progressive game plan. We'll play our Tameo, it will get answered, and then we'll play the Cori Steel Cutter into Bauble, and then we've got Preordain for turn 3 to hopefully get another Monk. Let's hope we don't just die here. It's a Scalding Tarn go. Very well. I think I'm just going to lead on basic Island here. Given that we've got so many lands, though, maybe we actually kind of invite a Wasteland, but I kind of would like to get our Cutter down next turn if we can, so I'm going to play this Tameo here. And they can do with it what they please. I would prefer it to live, but I honestly don't care much either way. Looks like they're debating on dazing or forcing it, which sounds incredible to me. It's a very pesky card if it resolves, that's for sure. Very fun card to play with, very powerful. All right. They're fetching in response here. It looks like we could have ourselves a mirror match here. Brainstorm in response. Wow. I really want to daze this, huh? I would honestly love them to daze this because it means we're not getting Cori Steel cut. All right, it's in. Now we're probably getting Cori Steel cut here. These blue-red mirrors are pretty intense. There's the Cutter. Do they have the Bauble too? Yep. Now what? We got to make the same play. I mean, I'll block with my O3. Do they play Gut Shot or something? All right, let's hope they don't have a daze. Oh, we got our own daze, which is pretty sweet here. We shall respond with a cutter of our own. If they go for a force here, I'm assuredly dazing them. It's in. We'll bobble too. We'll make our own monk, our own bobble. Take a peek at what our opponent's doing here. An up the beanstalk. Oh, fascinating. What is going on here? Our opponent has an up the beanstalk. This is cool. All right, opponent is Lorien revealing here. Tropical Island into beans. And we'll let him get this. We are going to daze the beans here. All right. Opponent's going to come in for an attack with 3. We're going to have to cast our preordain here. Okay. Another daze. I think I'm going to go bottom, bottom. And there's a ponder. So let's go ahead and ponder as well. This will flip our Tameo, which is pretty sick as well. Do a little transition. Ponder action. These cards are not that good, though, so we're going to any order shuffle again. This is a lot of lands. Tameo is going to flip here. We'll plus the Seasoned Scholar. I think I'm just going to get straight into the red zone here because we have this Lightning Bolt. I don't want to see Uro. They're definitely playing Uro. Another Beanstalk's fine. Bean Cutter, huh? And a DRC. These guys are going to get pumped minus to 1/1s, which is pretty sick. Let's see how aggressive they want to get here. Attacking both at Tameo. Tameo goes to 2. Regent for turn. Regent for turn, huh? I still think I'm going to ponder here. A daze. Brainstorm seems pretty swell. No. Hit one of these. I think we're going to bolt the channeler. Actually, I'm going to cast Brainstorm first to put this daze into our hands. Move the cutter. Wow. Grab a Volk. 8, 9, 10, 11. This should be exactly lethal here. Bolt the blocker. They're going to Force of Will, Lightning Bolt. Putting a Beans trigger on the stack. Let's let them surveil. And then we'll daze Force of Will. They'll draw. All right. We got there, and we had the Force of Will. Core Seal Cutter. Certified badass magic card for sure. Okay. Well, let's get a sort by mana value here. I think we definitely want our Hydroblasts. I do want me some Pyros, some Heats. Braid kills Cutter as well. Just one of the reasons why I like it. I think Force of Wills we can go down on here. There's a world where I want this Price of Progress, but I'm not 100% sure about it. And then being on the draw, I honestly don't mind just trimming dazes like so, I think. And then, yeah, they are playing like a bigger deck. They're going to be playing more non-basics. I think I want Price of Progress. Maybe that's out of this world. I'm going to keep 1 daze in the mix. Honestly, you know what? Let's just cut all the dazes. I'll bring them back, like all 4 back in on the play. But I think on the draw, I'm fine just going 8 out. We'll just try to go 1 for 1 all the way down. Oh, we could have used a land with this hand. This hand would be sweet with a land. I almost clicked keep. Yikes. Okay, we can work with this hand. I just want to put Wasteland on the bottom. But maybe it's just Bobble. Just Bobbles your uncle to the bottom. Hold the Wasteland. And yeah, just play out an island. Pass. We'll draw Cutter and I'll regret putting that Bobble on the bottom. Maybe Murktide to the bottom was the correct call. I mean, easier said now that we've drawn the second Murk, but yeah. Our opponent's taking a Surveil. Looks like they liked what they saw. Is Sola Tropicale. into Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think I'm just going to blast it. Keep them off all surveil action. They got Spell Pierce. Daze. So they are playing Daze. Fascinating. Well, hopefully they won't have the Daze for our Brainstorm. They've got a Brainstorm of their own. I mean, I could have just let it resolve, right, to then blasted it on my turn around a Daze. We didn't see a Daze last turn. They're playing Up the Beanstalk, so I was kind of thinking that maybe they're playing Up the Beanstalks over Dazes. Like, I don't know that that's an unreasonable inference to make. So we do just find the fetch. Let's Brainstorm here. Now we've got another blast. We'll go like that. Do we think they have another Daze? It kind of sets them so far back if they do. But they could cut us, so let's pass here. Although we could pass them into like having Pyroblast up, which I don't like. But if I blast this and they have Cutter plus Bauble, I think I'm not in a good spot. I'm not sure about this. They would have to have 2 Dazes. I think I'll just take the one. Now I'm going to take a Surveil here. Bin that. Go to our turn. Mishra's Bauble, huh? Let's try to blast the Channeler. Now I could just jam Murktide, but that seems kind of risky. I actually don't mind wastelanding my opponent and then maybe just casting Ponder here. Abrade. Wasteland Bauble. Not bad. I'm going to play out a Bauble now. So we got another one coming down the pipe. Okay. So they must have a bunch of lands in their hand if they just did a upkeep fetch. Beanstalk's in. Okay. I think I'm going to hit him with another Wasteland, and we might just pray to the Jeebas that they don't have Daze. They do have the Daze. Okay. Maybe I'm bad at Magic. Let's see what they're drawing. We'll pick up our other Bauble at this point. They're drawing a Ponder. It's a pretty good one. I'm going to be holding this Bauble now. I guess the play was to go Wasteland and then play Murktide before wasting them. Brainstorm. Exceptional draw. Wow. Pass. Okay, the 2 Wastelands have not really phased our opponent. Okay. They Brainstormed and they're passing. Do I want this Abrade? I don't think I do, actually. Borrower. Let's play Cutter. They probably have Blue Blast. Force of Will. I think we're dead now, folks. They're dazing this? Really? Okay. Pass. Getting some F6 value here. Now I wish I had the Abrade. Oh, our own Channeler. I guess we could touch butts, like just trade them off. I guess if we're doing that, let's bauble. Let's put Volk into the bin. Let's take a peek at what they're... Oh, yikes. Okay. They're drawing Murktide Regent. We're drawing Cutter after using our bauble, of course, of course. The thing is, bouncing it with Borrower just means that they're going to trigger their beans again. Let's see if they delve out of Delirium here. They're not delving out of Delirium. They have a Bolt for my Channeler. That would be really good. I think we got to go 1 for 1 here. End step. Do I fire a Borrower on the Dragon? No. I think if I draw land, yeah. So, play Cutter. I guess we'll Petty Theft the Dragon. Make a Monk. I assume they've got... Nope, that's fine. I mean, the Dragon's just coming back again next turn, and then they're going to draw another card off of it. So, like, that's not the best, obviously, but I don't know what else we're supposed to do. So, here we've got the Borrower, which can be a spell. If we draw a 1-mana spell, we could trigger Cutter again. The Dragoon. Yeah, bean it up, my friend. Okay. Lightning Bolt. We'll pass. Opponent's coming in with a 7/7. Brainstorm, sure. Maybe I was supposed to Borrower in response to that. We really need to draw like a Ponder. This is an Uro. Fair enough. Mystic Sanctuary, put Brainstorm back on top into Uro. Another bean. Yep. I'll hit him with a Wasteland right here. Force the issue with their mana. Pyroblast, excellent draw. Opponent's deep in the tank here. Bolt Fairy. Yep. Okay. Play Bauble. Bauble me. What do we got? A Wasteland, huh? That ain't good. So we'll bolt your face. Equip Cutter. They probably have Force. Force into double draw. Yeah. Wasteland don't do anything. Gotta hope it's a Ponder into like Bolt or something. Brainstorm into double Bolt. They're just looking for a lightning bolt of their own to end us here. I'm looking forward to bringing my Dazes back in, though, the way this game played out. I also look forward to be on the play. This looks like it's another Murktide to finish us. What the fuck is that? Turn target non-land permanent you control. That is sick. That is so sick. Turn target non-land permanent you control and target non-land permanent you don't control to their own as hands. Very cool. Because then you can like you could like bounce Cutter, replay Cutter. That's wild, brothers. Okay. Getting put through the ringer here. I don't actually know that we need all of these unholy heats in our deck. I might actually cut both of the heats. I haven't seen Uro, and we've got Pyroblast for the Uros anyways. That gets us back to 2 Dazes. I'm kind of here for this price of progress, especially when we're on the play. I don't mind a Braid. Now I think we can cut a Preordain, which will get us to 3 Dazes. And I think 3 Dazes is what I'm going to play. I don't want to go down to 0 Preordains. Ugh, this is not the most exciting hand, but I think I kind of have to keep it. It's really not good. I think we're going to go bottom. Oh no. Land go. Well, this ain't good. This ain't good one bit. I think I'm going to hold my bauble a little bit longer. But yeah, I guess I should have mulled that one. I guess we'll keep Tamiyo. Baubles in, we'll pass. I do not like this game one bit. I feel like we're just so dead. None of our cards do anything. We got way too many lands. Brainstorm saved me, I guess. We just got to hope that whatever our opponent decides to do, I imagine this is going to be a Beanstalk, a Bolt on Tamiyo. Yeah, nothing we can say about that. We'll go for the Bauble on ourselves. Okay, Cutter's not bad. I'll keep Cutter, but now we don't have the Bauble to go with the Cutter. Might just pass. I could send in a Brazy Bee in my opponent's end step, perhaps. Yeah, you got beans. I think I am. Jam a Borrower here. Go to my turn. Draw another land. Nice deck. All right, hit you for 3. I'm just going to pass at this point. Mystic Sanctuary, put Bolt back on top. Sure. Yeah, I think we're dead. This hand just really didn't come together. Another bean. Sure. We've got 2 cutters. We just, I don't know, really need to draw a spell. Brainstorm would be so good. Soul Guide Lantern. Sure. Not attacking. Okay. My God, dude. I think I just have to Pyroblast nothing. This is so bad. This is so bad. Another land on top. This is crazy. I think I just go all in here. Just gonna block like that. I guess we'll get our last Volcano Island. Pass the turn. Gotta draw not a land. That's kind of fascinating. What if I just Hydroblast their Cutter right now? I don't think so. Let's... Jesus Christ. Counter target spell if it's blue. Hit you with a Pyroblast. You still get to draw 2 cards off their beans here. Opponent's deck is sick. Okay. And now I think I've just got to go like this. Make some more monks. They've got Pyroblast back here. Yep. Now we've seen so many lands, right? Surely we're not going to draw land on our turn, right? We're going to draw days. I can feel it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, deck. Give me that brainstorm. Well, let's go to combat first, I guess. Got Force of Will. Oh no. Got Force of Will for the Bolt, but the Bolt should put my monks to 6 power still, right? So they also need that Delve spell. Oh, we got there somehow. What a game. What a game. My goodness. That was that was kind of exciting. I guess 2 Corey Steel Cutters certified badass. Alrighty. Opponent's playing a 61 card special. I don't know what that means. It might be Cradle Control. Ooh. Yeah, this hand's sick if we can find a mana source. I'll certainly be keeping it. Avamaya, Cradle of Growth. Exploration. Shnikes. Yikey Shnikes. Thespian Stage. Ghost Vacuum. Okay. Not too bad. We have the Brazen Borrower for the Merit Lage. We just luck sacked our land. Think I'm going to fetch for Island here and Ponder. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Force of Will, Lightning Bolt, Wasteland. I don't want to be pitching the Borrower. The Bolt could be sick. Guess we go like this. Taking it with the Vacuum, sucking up my Ponder. There's the Saga. Oh, man. Do I just have to Wasteland the Saga now? Or do I let them have the Urza's Saga? I think I'm going to Wasteland the Urza's Saga. If they have Crop Rot, I'll probably force pitch Borrower, though that can get a little risque. This is the crop rotation. Wait. Oh, okay. Turning Thespian Stage. Right. I'm so stupid. Sure. Well, that's all we can do there. I haven't played against lands in, like with Delver, in a very long time. It's not the best matchup, but I'm probably playing it like a fool as well. We're just passing. We're going to draw that Bolt. We're going to have to go for a Cutter here now. Cast this. Equip this. Bobble them. They've got Boots on top. Okay. Attack you for 2. Pass the turn. I really want to draw a blue card here. Triple Bolt. Those bolts are not going to be good if we get Wastelanded even a single time, which is very likely to happen. And we're just dead if we get Wastelanded a single time. Pithing Needle's fine. Hopefully they just name Wasteland. They did name Wasteland. Okay, that's good for us, I think. Lava Spur Boots. Yep. Exploration. Okay. Land. Channeler. Channeler's not that good. I think I'm just going to play out a second Cutter here. Go into the red zone. Hit him for 3. Fetching the basic island really screwed us here. This Borrower is going to be sick. Okay, they're making a construct. Oh, they're turning it into an island. So there's the expedition map. They mill Wasteland. We really need a skipper here. Bolt you. Puts you to 9. Then I've got a 3/3 and 2 2/2s. A 3/3 and 2 2/2s, which is an attack for 7. So I think we just attack for 2 here. Pass the turn. They'll exile a card. They'll make Merit Lage, probably. We will bounce it with our Brazen Borrower, bolt them, make 2 monks, and then double bolt them and win. Malevolent Rumble. A permanent from among them, so they can get an Urza's Saga or a Maze of Ith here. Playing out Maze of Ith. Okay, let's pay here. I think I'm just gonna bolt your face. Bolt your face. Do all that. Go to my turn. Ponder. I guess we'll cast Ponder here. Pump up the radio. Vacuum Bolt is fine. Mostly just looking for a land here to be super safe. Of course. There. Ponder's ability. No. Cast this. I mean, they've got to be so dead here, right? Yes. Bobbles in. Declare attacks. Attack with all my bros. The funky monkeys. I don't have the second borrower in the sideboard right now. I forgot to add that. I was playing second borrower at my paper event on Thursday night. I went 4-0 again with Is It Cutter. Whatever move they make, I'm just going to bolt their face. But I want to have access to the brazen borrower. I hope Brainstorm theoretically... Yeah, okay. Now, we're not that well set up to fight against lands. I think we want Meltdown against lands. We most certainly want Price of Progress against lands. A Braid can kill Boots. Maybe some other pesky artifacts. I don't think we want Unholy Heat against lands. I think Daze is pretty terrible against lands. Our Graveyard Hate of Choice is not that good against lands. But I could bring in 2 of those. How good is Spell Pierce against lands? It could be fine. Go like this. Do I want more fairies? I'll add 3 fairies. I don't think I'll go to the full 4 fairies. Nabbing a life from the loam can be, like, very good. Okay. I think we keep this. Diamond's in. Seju's down. Saga's in. Rumble. Rumble is so sick in this deck. This land deck is so cool. You probably rumble into Exploration? 4 or 5 question marks. And then do I lead on Wasteland or do I just have to get Channeler down and say you're not going to Lage me? They took Ghost Vacuum. And they're deploying the Vacuum. So that is good against our DRC. For sure. I think I'm going to play it. Do I bobble here? What am I looking for? I think I will bobble. It's bad if there's like a cutter on top. Another bolt. Honestly, there's a world where we can do this, I think. Maybe. Triple bolt's not bad. We have Price of Progress in our deck. 2 lightning bolts is meh, but 3 lightning bolts is a game plan. That's what I'm telling myself. The Loam engine's chugging, though. The fact that the Loam engine is chugging is not good. It's another Saga, another Diamond, an Exploration. Oof. Okay, I just want more cards now. They've got a Maze of Ith on top of their deck. Of course they have a Maze of Ith on top of their deck. There's the Cory Seal Cutter I said I was not really interested in picking up. The Vacuum is quite annoying. We'll play out a Tarn. Let's attack. I think it makes most sense just to play this Cutter Cold Turkey. Fascinating. Macabre, huh? Oh, man, Macabre would have been good like a second ago. It can stymie the Loam plan. I think we're kind of far from Macabre-ing, so we'll just put that down. I guess the moment our opponent finds a Wasteland, though, we're just cooked. Expedition map. Boseiju kills Cutter. Yeah, we're so cooked here. Yep. We will get a land, though, which is pretty sick. I guess we can get Thundering Falls, which is pretty sick, too. Brainstorm's all right. Maze of Ith or is a Saga. The problem is they've got Pithing Needle for Tameo. Like, we are so obscenely cooked here. Tameo, Brainstorm. So we'll keep that on top. Put back Bauble. I guess Bolt with Bauble on top. Flipper. The old Skipper. Play Wasteland. Declare attacks. They're just going to use the maze, obviously. Yep. Pass the turn. Yep. Pretty soon they'll just start making constructs, maybe. So this is going to be probably a Pithing Needle named Tameo. Yep. Life from the Loam. Yep. Well, got to start casting our spells here. Let's get rid of this Bauble. Bolt to the old noggin. We'll draw yet another bolt, and then we'll just pass. Yep, we're basically just looking for price of progress now. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Oh, they made a construct. Great. Saga action. Make another one. Equip the boots. Haste and ward 1. Sure. Okay, well, let's start with a petty theft. I think we just bin Merc. And then, let's bolt your face. A braid, huh? I don't know if that's good enough. Put that to the bin. Bolt your face. I guess we'll keep the brainstorm. Block. Go to my turn. Draw. Brainstorm. Vacuuming a Goyf up. Cast Brainstorm. They've got the boots. They can just make Merit Lage whenever now, right? They can just make Merit Lage whenever. Play a dragon. Pass. Okay, making another one of these. Moving that over like that. Attacking with both. Do I just take it all here? I think I do. Go to 2. So now we need to like play Dragon's Rage Channeler, brainstorm, bin the Force of Will, and then hope that that Bolt is among our top 3 cards. And we're going to Wasteland the Maze of Ith potentially as well. Okay, go to our turn. I think we play Dragon's Rage Channeler. Cast Brainstorm. Bin Force of Will. A second dragon. Oh, God. There's no way we can put this dragon into play. I'm going to Chump City. I think we're dead here. Okay. Yeah. I guess we just have to pass. I guess I can't block with the Borrower, right? So I have to block with Dragon, and then this all falls apart. Yeah. Okay. All right. I want Force of Negations against lands. What am I doing? Tameo doesn't actually seem that good. Like, they have so many routes to Pithing Needles. Maybe I actually do just try to... We'll go back to 3. We'll play it like this. Yeah, Fawns I love against lands. I totally forgot to bring those in there. Yeah, not the best. Not the best I've seen. Not the worst either, I guess. Ponderino. Macabre. Ponderbolt. Let's go like this. Cradle Exploration. I'm going to force... I think I just pitched the dragon here. Pass the turn. Draw Macabre. Play Volk. I'm just going to run out the cutter here. I understand that if they have a Boseiju, that's like really bad for us. But I also just feel like I don't want to be like waiting around. Sajuri Step. Boots. Yep. Now we're drawing Bolt. We're going to Ponder. Ooh. Okay. Get to cutting. Get to monking. Monkia. And let's see if fairy, like, I mean, it seems pretty bad against lands, to be honest, but it's all we've got. They didn't wasteland us last turn. I think they definitely would have done that instead of step us, I would imagine. The fact that we don't have a blue card kind of blows here. They're 2 lands away from laging us. We've got a bolt to go face. Basic forest. Choke. Well, that fucking sucks. Yep. Now there's a land coming on top, which I believe I want. So we're just going to get in for 3 here. Man, if we had a blue card, I guess I shouldn't have pondered. I guess that was a mistake. I was not thinking about choke. I totally forgot about this card. Very good card. It's nice to be remembered. One day we shall walk where once was water. Eladamri, Lord of Leaves. You love to see it. Little elf on a leaf. Eladam, I don't know if Eladamri's an elf. Sounds like an elf to me. Okay, so we've got land on top. Croppy Roddy. Yeah. Oh, yikes. Yeah, we're just getting absolutely cucked. What am I doing? Okay. I'm fairly certain I want to throw in the towel here, but maybe not. Yeah, we lost because we pondered. Yeah, I think I'm out of here. Well, they are playing out a bunch of lands, and we do have Price of Progress in our deck, don't we? Okay, there's a blue card. I think we're getting to the point where we need to start. Okay, there's a wasteland. And they've got a vacuum too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Well, another bolt. We don't play basic mountain. I think this game's over. I'm just going to scoop it up. Those were 2 very long, grindy matches. So I think I'm going to take a little break here. Maybe get some food in my system and either finish recording this now or come back to it later. All right, everybody. We're back for a few more matches here with Blue Red Cutter. It is a new dawn, a new day. I've got a coffee. I've got some electrolytes. And we're going to see how Cutter feels. I think we're 1-1. We beat Rug Cutter, and we lost to Lands, if I recall. Alrighty. This is a name that used to play a bunch of Sneak and Show back in the day, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure what they're doing now. The mana in this hand does not play Magic, unfortunately, so we're going to mulligan. This hand is lacking the blue card to pair with our Force, but I'm going to keep it. I think I'm just going to bottom a land. We just got to hope that our opponent can't turn 1 us because we don't have a blue card. Polluted Delta, you say? Okay. It's going to be Entomb in the upkeep. It is not. Let's grab a Volcanic Island. Play a Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think in this case I have to bobble now. We're just looking for blue card. So we at least have something. Ponder's good. Keep Ponder. So we'll go to end step. See if they want to... Well, I'll just take a look, I guess. They're going to fetch maybe for Sewers in the end step. They didn't, but we have to get the blue card on their turn, so I don't want to play priority chicken with them. Hopefully they don't have the full Monty with Days. Oh, fascinating. They went for Island, so maybe they are playing Sneak and Show. I don't want to read into it too much here. Another Bauble's pretty sweet. Play Dragon's Rage Channeler. Looks like our opponent is F6 valued here. Oh, Days is pretty nice. Might actually just keep Days on top. I'm just going to crash into the red zone here. Just for 1 for now. I kind of like getting double protection here and just not playing Ponder. I got a Volk on top. Okay, so this is not Blue-Black Reanimator, which we can glean by him fetching, or them fetching Island off of Pluto Delta. They would have fetched Island off of Scalding Tarn if they were playing Blue-Black Reanimator. Shuffling away their Volcanic Island. We're drawing our Days, which has to bode well for us, I think. And then next turn, I think I'm going to start the Ponder train. There's another Brainstorm. We can let that go. Yeah, so they're trying to assemble Sneak and Show here. Show and Tell, or whatever it may be. Brainstorm's done. Here comes the Patel, the Lotus Patel. Here comes the Ancient Tomb. So they are going to be playing around Days here. And we might just be dead. Brainstorm. At this point, I'm just going to bin it. Bin it. Okay, that just worked. This daze does nothing. Now I wish I had Brainstorm on top and this daze. Let's put the creature into the graveyard so we can just go Delirious. Uh-oh. We'll just pass. Stock up's fine. Another Tomb. Another Petal. Well, let's play around Spell Pierce, I guess. All right, yeah, and that'll do it. The days ended up being good enough. My goodness, okay. So they've shown us both Show and Tell and Sneak Attack. You might even want Hydroblast here. Pyroblast. Price of Progress, probably not good enough. Aberrate, Unholy Heath. These other cards I'm not really interested in, but these 7 here strike me as pretty promising. We're going to be on the draw here. I don't expect Daze to be quite as good as it was. I mean, it didn't even feel like it was that good there. And then the Lightning Bolts are kind of not necessarily. Having a little bit of reach is sometimes fine. Maybe Brazen Borrower. Would you rather have a Bolt or a Daze, though? On the draw, I don't mind just playing 2 Dazes. Borrower is a blue card, and it kind of reaches as well. I don't know how I feel about boarding out all of my bolts here. Cutter's not that good either. Like, I could see cutting like a cutter. Maybe we go like this. Bolt's probably not necessary. They could Magus of the Moon us, in which case he would love a bolt, but I don't know. I feel like we kind of got away with something there. I'm going to mull this one. That's just too many lands. Punished. 2 have to go back. Put back Tamiyo, Preordain. If I'm going to be double wastelanding my opponent, I think I want the Dragon's Rage Channeler over the... I'm going to be double wastelanding my opponent, I want the Dragon's Rage Channeler over the Tamiyo, I think. Mildly punished here. We're sporting the Donatello glass today for the electrolytes. Thundering Falls, perhaps? Just basic island. End of turn Brainstorm. We are sitting ducks here. That first hand wasn't that good. Second hand was unplayable. I guess in that last game, it was the Ancient Tombs that killed our opponent. Okay, so they're playing around the Wasteland like an absolute baller. We drew an island, kind of like a baller too. So we're going to go Channeler. We're going to go Ponder. We're going to bin Channeler. Spell Pierce. I guess we'll float a Spell Pierce on top. Oh, I just skipped through my attack. Whoops. I'm so used to my channelers just attacking for themselves. Okay, they're getting an Atraxa, which means that we have to brainstorm into Red Elemental Blast. Or Pyroblast, rather. They took Ponder, Sneak, Tarn, Daze. Ponder, Sneak, Tarn, Daze. Okay. Drop Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm off Island. We'll bin Volk. Bin Force, I guess. There's the Pyroblast. It's a real crying shame we don't get a sneak here. Or sorry, a blue source to have this Spell Pierce up. I guess I should have put Wasteland back on top as well. Bin Channeler, bin Wasteland, Pyroblast Atraxa, around days, Force of Will stock up, and this is, yeah. All right, I'm going to bring Daze back in. I'm going to cut another cutter, and this is how we're going to run it. This one's sweet. All right, Volcanic Island, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Mishra's Bauble, keep that on top. Take a look. You got a Volcanic Island coming. All right. Ludi D. Basic Islands. Ponder. Love my own Ponder here. Guess I'll take another Bauble. Bauble's your uncle. Oh, there's the Ponder. The aforementioned Ponder. I kind of don't mind keeping it. So we can use that next turn.
Let's just keep looking at what our fella's going to buy. They've got another ponder sitting on top. So we can play out this wasteland. This is going to, I mean, it kind of sucks playing out the wasteland, but I do want to play it out for days and other reasons. Force pitch, force pitch, ponder, hydroblast. Brainstorm's fine. I'd love to find a pyroblast. Another island. Another ponder. Kind of don't mind drawing that here. I'm going to fire this ponder, though. It's a guaranteed blue card. I'll keep it among the top. Part of me doesn't mind jamming a Tameo here. I think. Maybe that's a little like egregious. I should have just used the Tameo to go delirious with my channeler. Defense grid is super annoying. I guess I'll force pitch force on the grid. Leave brainstorm on top. Brainstorm's fine. Now we're delirious with our channeler. Our wasteland is on daze duty. Draw brainstorm. So we'll go into the red zone first this time. Grab the old Tameo clue. Fire an old brainstorm. I'm going to keep ponder among these cards. Oh my god. I guess Borwer's like pretty good against a second grid. But yeah, we're going to go like this. Flip our Tameo plus our Tameo. Synchronize our blast so that the art is lining up. What the frig is this? Exile creature cards from your graveyard. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. Put a creature card onto the battlefield. I've got a Brazen Borrower, but also this could be bait. Do I want Ponder? Assuming I can Tameo back a Force of Will. I think I do. I'll keep the Ponder. This is going to be the show and tell now. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Crazy. Yeah. Okay. Crack the clue, draw the ponder, untap, draw the borrower. Then I think I'll start by pondering. I'll keep days on top. Jesus Christ. Draw days. Return force with Tameo. We'll get into the red zone. I think I'm fine with Tameo just eating the dust here. She's done her work. Hit a wasteland because we've got a daze. They can filter around their hand a little bit. Our hand is pretty sick here, right? I was not expecting the Fable. It's funny that we pitched Hydroblast to Force of Will, then got Fabled. Discarding Emrakul, okay. Discards Emrakul Ancient Tomb, draws 2 fresh cards. Coming into the red zone. Brainstorm's fine. Sneak and Show is kind of the combo deck you want to play against most out of all the combo decks when you're on blue-red cutter. Because all your blasts line up so well. Another engine. I'll just force pitch Brazen Borrower. I don't know. I really don't know if this is something we're supposed to be forcing or not. Oh, I guess I was supposed to just daze that. What am I doing? Bottom the bauble. I was definitely supposed to daze that. Oh, okay, so they're forcing back. Okay. Now we'll daze. So it worked out fine for us. I think I'll keep Brainstorm on top at this point. We don't have bolts in our deck. Cast Brainstorm. Leave Force of Negation on top. They're going to daze my Brainstorm. Sure. Guess I could have played around that, though I don't think I would pay. Anyways. Get in there for 3. Pass the turn. They're pretty far from from setting up a win here. As far as I'm aware, they need to get like show and tell plus something else, right? So I think we're looking pretty good here. We've got Fawn though, which doesn't do a whole lot. And yeah. All right. We got there with Blue-Red Cutter against Show and Tell, and we'll seek out another opponent. All right, we've got an opponent for round number 4, I think. We won the die roll. We don't have anything in the way of protection, but I don't think we mulligan hands like this. We'll keep it. I don't know if you suspect your opponent to be playing Oops, you could pass with Brainstorm up, I guess, but I'm just going to play Tamiyo. Well, maybe that was a mistake, actually. I'm kind of committed to the bit at this point, but I've got 2 Brainstorms in my hand. And I could have protected this Tamiyo with those Brainstorms. So I think there's an argument potentially to not playing Tamiyo turn 1 in the cases where you also have Brainstorm to protect the Tamiyo. But if this just eats a force, I'm just like super happy. So we'll see. And if they have to ponder to try to find an answer for it, yeah, like look at this. Pitch Rakshasha's Bargain. Okay, we're in for a long one here. Force of Will Tamiyo. So yeah, I'm happy with that because the Brainstorm wasn't going to protect it anyways. Let's hope we just draw a bauble, I guess. Let's see, our opponent might be pondering here. They indeed are. Playing around our wasteland. Rakshasha's Bargain. Rakshasas. Drawing for turn. Tissaland. Let's just Rainforest pass, I think. Well, no, we got 2 Brainstorms. I think we should fire 1 here. Yeah, this is precisely why. I mean, all these cards are so sick. I might put this Brainstorm back. We don't want to overload ourselves with Brainstorms right now. I don't mind the Bolt in case they've got a Bowman. This can die to Bowman, which is really bad. So maybe there was an argument to not playing out our Dragon's Rage Channeler there. I feel like I'm just making a whole host of errors. This is what you get for staying up late the night before, I guess, and waking up and immediately playing Magic. Brainstorm means no Bowmaster, so that bodes very well for us. Because in the mostest of ideal worlds, we get to go turn 3 Cutter into Ponder, turn Channeler Delirious, and we're kind of off to the races. We've got the Wasteland to pressure them. I'm really happy I decided to play that turn 2 Brainstorm. Jesus Christ, my cat is in a box, just like messing around. Sophie? Can people see you over there? I don't know if you can see this cat in this box over here. I really don't know. I hope you can. Yeah. You probably couldn't. Okay, so what did they do here? They drew 3 cards with Brainstorm, and then they just played Underground Sea. Do we pivot now? Man, I kind of want to pivot now. Wastelanding our opponent seems so good to me. You know what? I think we Wasteland our opponent. We'll see if they want to push this. They likely will. I guess their plan is to push. We'll just change faces. Or they're going to cut it. I'll show you a cut. And now, like, oh, wow. Okay. Yep. Look at this. Opponent has 2 cards left. We've still got the juice. I'll show you a cut, opponent. They're like, I'll show you a force. Haha. Okay, so they had another land. So now things are a little bit of risque biscuits. Play out islands. Play out Channeler. The vroom vrooms. And I guess if we find another Channeler or a Tamiyo, pondering here is pretty sick. I kind of don't mind a Daze. Spell Pierce. Oh, man. This is locking us down a path. They've only got 2 cards left in their hand. I think I'm going to keep these cards. The question is, do I want Spell Pierce or Daze? I think I'm going to take the Pierce, actually. We'll pass. I could Spell Pierce this Ponder. I'm going to let it go. There's just so many haymakers in this format. I guess Abrupt Decay screws my whole, like, game plan here. And now we're drawing lands. Get in there with this Channeler. We still got a long way to go, which is the problem. We've kind of spun ourselves out. I wish that this could have been a brainstorm from a long time ago. Really could have been a brainstorm. Do I keep the Daze? I kind of don't mind keeping the Daze. Our opponents kind of just let us draw through this Ponder without presenting us with anything too crazy. They shuffled off that Ponder too. I didn't check. I should have checked sooner. They're at 11. Bolts can go face, so they're going for a Surveilly here. No, just straight into the basics. Rakshasha's Bargain. Okay. We're going to grab the Thundy Falls here. We'll Surveil. Murktide's exactly the kind of card we're looking for here. Let's Daze the Bargain. Keep the Tide on top. Because with Murktide coming, I'm not even that concerned about Uro. I hope this is Witherbloom command. Target player loses 2, you gain 2. Is this where I want to point my Spell Pierce? I think that's fine, actually. Okay. Slowly digging out from under our grips. Oh, where did our Murktide go? I binned it? Oh, they milled it from us. Oh, it was targeting me. I see. Okay, I definitely should have pierced it. I'm so sorry. I'm making 101 errors here. We certainly don't want another one of those. Going into the hedge maze now. Yeah, I definitely should have pierced that. Yikes, I'm not 100% focused. I was like, where's my Murktide? At least we did still draw a way to count to 9. 3, 6, 9. But we don't get to 3, 6, 9 if we also have to pierce. So, Pernicious Deed. That one we say no to. Oh, joyous Corey Steelcutter, my old friend. Yikes, dude. And now, I believe you would have forced that if you had a force, so now you are dead. Good old Corey Steelcutter. Bin Wasteland. I just want to draw spells now if this game goes on. Lightning Bolt to your face to 5. And this should be Xaxes. Yep. Boom. All right. I've been really kind of dismantling beans most times that I've been playing against it. I don't want to speak too soon here. But yeah. And then again, right, we're against the Uro deck now, and I don't have my Unlicensed Sorcerer Surgical. So I do not believe that 4 Fairy Macabres is the only graveyard hate. I probably want to play like 2 Fairy Macabres, maybe 1 Grafdigger's Cage and 1 Surgical or something. I just want some way to deal with an Uro. We need Pyroblasts. We're going to need Unholy Heat. I believe that Price of Progress can be good against Beans, though they did show us 3 basics, and I expect them to be playing off those basics. I don't think I'm going to bring in Fairy Macabres for Uros. We're just going to have to, I don't know, hope that it doesn't come to that. We're going to be on the draw here. We could shave almost all of our dazes on the draw. They are playing a pretty heavy mana deck, though, so there's like maybe a world where we want 1 daze. We could trim a couple of those. Force of Wills. Sort by mana value. Sort by color. We've still got 20 blue cards. Yeah, Pyroblast hit Rakshasha's bargains. I think this is how I'm going to play it. This hand can go wrong. I think I'm going to keep, though. It's pretty sick if we draw a red source. We can burn the first bauble to help us find one. Any cantrip in the deck is sick. So I will burn one bauble. I'll gain some information about what they're going to draw. It is a Beanstalk. So we have Spell Pierce for Beanstalk, which is pretty sick. I will be firing that one off. And then hopefully... Oh no, our bauble's just being replaced with another bauble, which isn't bad if we find red source, but we like really want to find red source now. I suspect this to be the beans. We'll pierce it. Spell Pierce, so sick. You're going to force back opponent? Yeah. Now we need red source. If we have red source, we're just off to the races. Boom, baby. Never didn't have it. Bing, bang, boom, bong, bing, bang, boom. The kind of shit I'm on you can't understand. Let's take an old peeky. Oh, Witherbloom command is annoying. Witherbloom command is very annoying. Force of Will? No. Yeah, so this isn't good now. I think command can kill Cutter, right? Yeah, mana value 2 or less. Oh, that sucks. They can kill that and our monk. They need to have a black mana in order to do that. There's the black mana. I assume. Yeah, this was like the perfect answer to what we had. And now we're just collapsed. Yep. Okay. Perfect answer. Preordain. I guess we'll cast that. I think we go bottom, draw Channeler. It's kind of what we were hoping to do. Wasteland. Let's take them off black. And then do I want to hold this bauble? I kind of want to just start turning through the deck now. Oh, Tamiyo's sick. Let's keep Tamiyo on top. Let's continue gleaning information about what our opponent's up to. They have the black source sitting on top. I just should stop bobbling my opponent because it always feels like I take something away from them and they take it right back. I keep trying to get out and they keep pulling me back in. Okay, their own wasteland is pretty crippling here because I just binned 2 lands. Uh-oh. And by bin, I mean bottomed 2 lands. Yeah, this one's a little sketchy. Jam the Tam, pass. Opponent's brainstorming. I think it was correct to bottom the 2 lands when we did there, but yeah, they are a wasteland deck too. They're gonna have 5 cards in hand when this brainstorm resolves. They'll probably putting Bayou back, playing Fat. Man, the Witherbloom command was crippling. We really could have been off to the races there. There's the Bayou. Okay, so they didn't find Fetch. Maybe they're going to Witherbloom to clear it. Beanstalk. Yeah, this is where the tables start to turn. They've yet to find an answer. Red source. Oh, no, no, no. Not like this. We've got so many bolts. Another brainstorm. I don't know. We got a lot of cantrips left in the deck. There's a lot of good draws. I wish I played Basic Mountain when I'm in like a spot like this. I don't know if that's within the cards. It's kind of hard to play Basic Mountain in a Murktide Regent deck. Hydroblast DRC. Nothing I can say about that. You got the push for the Tamiyo as well. Come on, deck. To start. Man, force is kind of interesting here. Definitely want the land, but do I want the force and then draw the land next turn? I think we're going to go top, take the land now. Let's send with Tamiyo. The thing is, if they have a Witherbloom command to get back their wasteland, I am so kind of wrecked, but at least we get to deploy another channeler. The channeler can put them to 9, and then I count to 9 with the bolts in my hand, but could be problematic. There's a force on top, which I don't mind as long as I don't get wastelanded. And I guess if I do get wastelanded, I don't mind drawing that force as well. The card that swings this game is Uro. Oh. Nothing we can say about that. That is a good Magic card as well. That is a very good Magic card. This is like one of the cards I hate to see the most out of like any card. We just can't really answer it. I mean, we have the only answer to it, but it's not a good one. And this just like when these Beans decks have this card out, I just feel like it's almost impossible to win. Okay. So yeah, if they've got, really wish I had Force there. I suspect them to have Force in their hand. I mean, I fear that I just have to theft it, unfortunately. Veil of Summer. Another DRC. I don't think that's going to be good enough at this point. I think we're dead now. I wonder if I should have attacked with the Tamiyo too. Now this Force is just a dead card. Tamiyo's just done stone cold nothing. Unholy Heat's not going to quite get us there. I guess I got to pass. Yeah, this one slipped away. We were so close, I think, to really putting the screws to our opponent there, but it did not work out. Force of Vigor my clue tokens. Sure. Okay, I'll block. Bolt your face. Brainstorm. Unholy Heat. Brainstorm. Interesting. Okay. So now they're probably just going to play another Murktide here. I guess we can force it, but that will pump. Pump it by 2 to 9, 10. I go to 1. Then force puts me to 0. Fuck. Right? Pumps it to 2. This thing goes to 9. They attack me for 10. I force. Sure. All right. We're very close to attempting to turn the corner there. For a second there, I thought there was a chance. There was no chance. So now I believe I want my dazes, and I might just forego my forces altogether. Just play like 3 dazes. Call that good. That was a pretty close game. We got kind of screwed on our mana a little bit there. You won the die roll. Would you like to play first? Yes, I would like to play first. This hand is unplayable. This hand is pretty good. Let's put Borrower on the bottom. This hand folds to a Wasteland, but I don't know what else to tell you. It looks pretty good beyond that. And I don't know that they're going to waste me when I have a turn 1 Channeler, because if I have another land, it just puts them so far back when I'm on the play. It's usually not a good play to Wasteland turn 1. If they push, I'm dazing push. Carpet, daze. If this carpet resolves, the daze does absolutely nothing. I guess I can keep Blast now. Okay, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I'm going to keep Blast now just because we've got kind of a supercharged situation here. Heat. Kind of looking for lands here. I could get punished from a turn 2 Bowman, though. Bottom bobble, top days. I don't know, days could be pretty good here. And yeah, I just gotta hope that we hit a land soon. I hope this is just Bowmaster. I'm dazing Beans as well. Witherbloom command. Daze, Bin Cutter. Okay. Draw Ponder, play Ponder. I'm going to keep Price on top, I think. Oh, I guess I should have binned it. I'm going to any order shuffle. Yeah, this ain't good one bit. If there was a land plus a price there, like that's, I guess, super greedy, but I don't know. What's a guy to do? We've been playing off our dazes really well on this one land, so it's not like we're falling too far behind, but we're getting close to a point where we're going to have to forego the cutter bobble experience to try to find land number 2. So the price of progress would have been so good, like the way that they're playing this time. Sure, spell bomb. Are they just gonna blow it right now? If I draw land, I'm slamming Murktide if they don't blow this. Yeah, they have to. You have to do it. Draw an extra card. If we draw land here, that's great for us. Let's play a cutter. I guess we can bin this bauble at this point. Play a bauble. Make a monk. Daze. I don't mind another daze. Take a look. Got Rakshas's Bargain coming. Begin combat. Let's get in there with our guys. Draw daze. Yeah. We're dead. Ponder's good. This card is so powerful. They declined to use Ponder's ability, so they liked whatever they found, and now our daze does absolutely nothing. 2 green. Are they going to hardcast a Force of Vigor? Oh no, this is a Pernicious Deed. Orcish Bowmasters. I'm going to daze. Guess we'll put that on top. Okay. Killing Eldragon Channeler, which does suck. Let's attack with the monk. Play a Murktide. Pass the turn. They're going to jam the Rakshas's Bargain. I really wish I was able to have a Pyroblast up for that, but I kind of feel as though I just need to... Okay, so they're beansing into Rakshas's Bargain. We're so screwed. Murderous Cut. And then they're going to have the bargain. Hopefully they wait for the bargain on my end step. That's the only hope that I have. Okay. Cutter remains. What do we need? Something gassy here. Spell Pierce. Not gassy. Begin combat. Attack. Tear Asunder. Exiling the Cory Steel Cutter. Unholy Heat on Bowmasters. Spell Pierce on Tear Asunder. I guess we'll move the thing over. He'll probably pay. Yeah, we've lost, like, these games we've lost because of Carpet of Flowers. The mana that card provided. I guess I shouldn't have... I mean, Daze was really good. We used all 3 of our Dazes. The third one wasn't that good. And they're going to snuff out to 7. Weird. Okay. And they've got Rakshas's Bargain, and I can't blast it now. I don't know if making the monk was a good call or not. We just had to have this Pyroblast for this bargain. Insane. Didn't want Wasteland. Fascinating. Oh. Yikes. Tarn. Let's see if they want to trade off the army. Okay. Weird. Couldn't you just have cast that off your Carpet of Flowers opponent and drawn like 8 more cards? I have Price of Progress in my deck, so I'm going to play to that out, but it's very unlikely to work. So our opponent must just have a super reactive hand. We'll go into the Thundering Falls here, so we're looking for land plus price. How good is Cutter? I don't think it's actually that good here. Channeler's pretty sick. Hydroblast. Do I Pyroblast? Sure. Veil of Summer. Fucking crazy. Okay. Well, they're back to only having 3 cards in their hands. 4, I guess. Price of Progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Murktide Regent. Murderous Cut. Yep. Brainstorm. Another Beanstalk. Sure. Pass. Land. We'll pass. Passing again. Tamiyo. Let's cast Tamiyo. Push. Borrower. Okay. Finally playing a beat stick, huh? I'm at 13. My turn. We'll draw. Channeler. Pass. Oh, this one's just a 1/1. So we're missing one thing. We have land, artifact, creature. Fatal push. Sure. We'll go to 10. We can go to 4 before Price kills both of us. They definitely have Force of Will in their hand, though. Like, what else could they have, right? Play out 1 land. That was probably a mistake. Just in case we draw Brainstorm, we do want to get a max value Brainstorm. All right, we're very close to being done here. Toasties. That was for 3. That. Oh, they're playing something. Rakshas's bargain. Sure. Ponder. Murktide, I guess. Okay, so now. I'll fetch an end step for basic island, I guess. Price of progress. Cast Brainstorm. This. Fetch. Grab this. Cast Bauble. Bauble myself. And concede. All right, that was a close grind. I'm sure something went wrong at some point there, which made us lose that game. But I believe that we lost to the mana advantage generated by Carpet of Flowers. So yeah, we've beaten Rug and Show and Tell, and then we've lost to Lands, which is a bad matchup, and Beans, which I believe is also not the best matchup for us. Alrighty. I'm blaming that loss on the fact that the seal on my AeroPress was not very good and the coffee I was drinking was like water. But we gotta seal this time. We've got a strong cup of coffee now. And we're gonna get pumped up for the last match here, folks. Again, yeah, my Magic Online experience recently has not been the greatest. I feel like I've been just getting kind of pummeled a bunch. And still trying to figure out how I want to approach this format. Cutter seems really good to me, but it's when the wheels stop spinning, it's not the best. We've had a lot of hands that we've had to mulligan because we've either had no lands or wastelands. That's something to take note of. We'll have to mull here. Now this one keeps. We've also been like really good to have our channelers when we want them. I'm going to keep this hand. I might just bin Preordain. I think it's best to keep the removal spell. We don't know what our opponent's playing. So like obviously if they're on a combo deck, we easily bin Unholy Heat. We'll keep you too. I think I am going to bottom the Preordain. All right. Misty Rainforest, fetch. Volcanic Island. Dragon's Rage Channeler. I think I might just bobble right now. Let's just get frisky. There'll be a cutter on top, and I'll be like, oh, why did I bobble? Ponder. We've already got a Ponder in our hand. That one's going to the bin. Let's take a peek at what our opponent's up to. Oh, Days. Okay. Okay. Hopefully they don't just wasteland us. Ooh, we drew our own wasteland. That's pretty sick. So opponent's got Days. Opponent's got Bloodstained Mire. Okay, so this is Blue-Black Reanimator, and this is going to be an Entomb. Jesus Christ. Tamiyo. If I see, the problem is Unholy Heat doesn't kill Tamiyo. That's the worst thing about Unholy Heat. If I daze this, I don't think I like dazing this. If I daze, they daze back, then I Unholy Heat plus Wasteland them. I actually might invite the daze here. I think I can bin this land, though that... Okay. So we burn their days like this. We set them back from Entomb Reanimate. We go to our turn. We draw Bolt. We cast instant, land, sorcery, artifact. We cast on Holy Heat, target Tamiyo. Another Bolt. How do I feel about another Bolt? I don't mind it in a way. So we can start pressuring their life total pretty intensely here, and that's one way that we can beat Reanimator. So now we kind of got to hope that, like, Wasteland your Underground Sea plus Bolt You's good. If they Wasteland us, yeah. Yeah, if they Wasteland us, I would have liked to keep this Scalding Tarn. Now the Bolt on top is terrible. I didn't reason to the point of what if they Wasteland us. Now we draw a land that doesn't do anything. We get into the red zone. I think I'm not going to not play Wasteland, so let's do that. Polluted Delta. Yep. Red source, please, for the love of God. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to pass. Murktide's the card we're hoping not to see. I think Brainstorm's fine. Well, we get to try out the 4 Fairy Macabres here. They'll probably just juke into a bunch of Baraglyphs and slaughter us, but c'est la vie. Delta's in. This could be a Thoughtseize, but that's a really risky Thoughtseize if it is, right? Yeah, Tamiyo's fine, I think. Do I bolt face or bolt Tamiyo? I guess just bolting Tamiyo is not a bad idea. I don't know that we want another Channeler. I kind of want to draw a Force of Will here. Turn, we'll draw. Murktide, huh? Begin combat. Attack. Put you to 6. I'm going to ponder now. Ooh. I actually think double Wastelanding here is pretty crippling, right? Use Ponder's ability, no. Wasteland you. Wasteland you. Pass. That has to be pretty good, right? Oh, wow, they had the push? Now we're fucked. Now we're actually fucked, I think. Yikes. Maybe they're not playing Reanimator. Now this isn't good. Mm-hmm. Wow, so I put them on Reanimator. I wasn't worried about Fatal Push there. But yeah, these blue-black tempo decks are pretty challenging. Nihil Spellbomb in the draw step. We're going to draw a card here too. Draw a card. I could Wasteland them, but I think I just have to... I want to just slam Cutter here. Pass. They play a third land. The Wasteland's not as good for us. Okay. I think we're dead. Well played from the opponent here. Barrowgoyf, huh? Mishra's Bauble, Bolt. Wow, we really got. I really thought they were playing Reanimator that whole time until they weren't. Bauble, Bolt you to 2. You attack for 4, go to 6. You hit Bowmasters. I don't know. I guess we'll swing for the fences here. Make a monk. There's literally the bowmasters we were talking about. Hilarious. Oh, wow. The fact that they've got this bowmasters is really annoying, though. They get to rumble with the goif. They didn't hit a creature. Orcish bowmasters in upkeep. Sure. Ping my face. Go to combat. Attack. Block. If I bolt this, their face, this thing grows to 3. They go to 1. They go back up to 5. Yeah, this one seems pretty hopeless. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pack it in here. Wow. Okay. So against blue-black, we want Unholy Heat. We want a Braid. Pyroblast. We're going to be on the play here. We can trim down to 1 force. Maybe we can just cut all the forces and one of the preordains. And yeah, that'll be that. We'll be on the play here. This hand kind of sucks. This hand is just so reactive. We're on the play. I'm going to mulligan to try to get a more aggressive start. Yeah, this hand looks a whole lot better to me. All these cards are so good. This hand would be close to a perfect. I might bottom Pyroblast and keep Unholy Heat. We shall lead on Channeler. And then we can play Chicken with Tamiyo plus Brainstorm, I guess. Wasteland. Okay. Land. Days. Attack like so. The fact that they wastelanded once, I'm going to get the island here. We'll deploy Tamiyo. We've got a daze to contend with what's going on here. And then hopefully we can find a red source eventually. I just feel like the wasteland into DRC strikes me as a play you would make maybe if you had 2 wastelands. So this at least lets us develop. Ponder's fine. I'm going to go for the attack into Tamiyo flip for sure here. I think I value having the clue for the long run rather than trying to go delirious right off the bat. Don't mind picking up that land for sure. Let's get in there like this. A now. I guess. Now we brainstorm. Bolt. I don't mind Lightning Bolt. Draw a bunch of things. Unholy Heat back. I guess land on top. Flip Tamiyo. Hit our opponent for 1. Plus Tamiyo. Pass. We can catch a Bowmasters under a daze here. Their own Tamiyo's fine. Do I want this land? Probably not. I'll go for the Thundering Falls. Do I want to draw a Bauble? Probably not. Go to our upkeep. Nope. Draw for turn. which is a land. Let's tick up Tamiyo. Cast Lightning Bolt, target Tamiyo. I'll Daze Brainstorm if they go for it. We'll bin. We kind of need. Oh, I guess we're going to beat the Barragoyf with Unholy Heat, so it's fine if they have a Barragoyf here. What are they doing? Fatal Pushing, DRC. I actually think I'm going to go like this. Ooh, keep that on top. I don't mind another DRC here. Or maybe we actually just want to go Delirious with the one that we've got. Let's go like this. Play this. Let's just crack the clue right now to avoid a Bowmaster fiasco. Nethergoyf. Wasteland. Ponder. Okay. Now we're punished. Yep. Okay. How do we get Delirious here? I guess we'll punch Tamiyo. Grab another Volk. Play another DRC. We'll pass. We can chump now. And then we've got Unholy Heat for Bowmasters. And hopefully the Tamiyo ult will get us there. Super unfortunate. Let's go like this. They might still just have Shieldred's Edict, in which case, like, good for them. Another Nethergoyf, sure. And a Spell Bomb, sure. Spell Bomb's really good. Nuking the bin. We might still just die to these Nethergoyfs, which is so funny. It's like, how the heck are we supposed to beat those Nethergoyfs? I guess start with like a cutter. There, we can bin one of those. Yeah, okay. They're going to the next game. Let's see. Sort by color. We're currently rocking 20 blue cards. I do want to bring in a couple of Force of Wills on the draw, I think. And that'll just have to be that. Okay. We'll keep this hand. It's not the best hand. If they got a Tamiyo, we do have a Bolt for the Tamiyo. An 0-1 Goyf. Interesting. Straight into Bolt range, huh? If they have Daze, we're in a bad spot. Am I supposed to force this? Probably not. Don't have Wastelands. If they don't play Ponder here and I can catch this thing with an Abrade now, I will be happy. Okay. Please don't hit something to grow it to 4. Of course. Okay. Let's play a cutter. I'll force to protect. It's in. Okay. Pass the turn. No bobble here. I guess they could have Blue Blast. That Blue Blast would be so crippling. It's just so funny how this deck just can't beat a fucking Netherglyph, though. Wasteland's not that crippling. Blue Blast would be crippling. Because our monks are going to be on chump duty. Potentially. Ooh, our own Wasteland. Let's fire a Brainstorm to start. Now we can, like, Wasteland our opponent, play Mishra's Bauble. Put a Regent on top. Bauble. Make a monk. Go to combat. Hit you for 2. Wasteland you. They're going to push it after. Sure. Pass, I guess. Ponder's good. Now they've got a 4/5 Netherglyph. Okay, let's see what else they're cooking with here. Flooded Strand on top, sure. We'll draw Murktide and we'll draw Braid again. We are going to get ourselves a 5/5 dragon here. And that's about the best that we can do. 5/5 dragon. Days. Force days, trigger, Quarry Seal Cutter. Okay. Attack for 2, I guess. I got to be pushing damage on them, I think, with the monk. Flooded Strand. Pass. Draw. Ponder. Could take another cutter or another ponder. Ponder's ability, no. I think I'm going to take another ponder. I'll fetch to 6. Another ponder. Move the monks. Brainstorm. Brainstorm's not a bad one to draw. Okay. I will attack for 5. I will pass the turn. Flooded Strands. They're going to play their own Murktide here. Oh, Shieldred's Edict, huh? Okay. Passing. Draw for turn. It's a Misty Rainforest. I'll cast Brainstorm. Well, the Bowmasters are down. Do that. Do this. Make another monk. Play another dragon. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Put him to 2. Oh, no. Okay. We'll just get this, I guess. Leave that on top, I suppose. If they have Barrow Goy finally.
This game is insane. Now my attack was like really bad, right?
Spell bomb. Nuke the bin. Okay. This Dragon's Rage Channeler. Cast Brainstorm. Pump these monks. Another DRC. Guess we'll put that one into the bin. Make another monk. Equip. Brainstorm. Like this. Does Bolt Your Face work? I think Bolt Your Face works. To the graveyard.
All right, we crash into the red zone with our funky monk tokens.
Sorry, opponent was just wishing us a nice day. All right, yeah, so the monk tokens got us in there.
We ended up 3-2 with Corey Seal Cutter. What a slog of a game 3. It felt, or a match 5, sorry. It felt like, it feels good to beat the blue-black matchup because that's something that I've been worrying about with this deck. Now, hold on, I got to bring up the deck again here so we can talk about it a little bit. Okay, so we lost to lands. That probably should be expected. Like, I feel like in the long run, we're down against lands. I even had Price of Progress. I didn't have the second Borrower, and the lands matchup was really, really close. Like, if I recall, the game 3, our opponent like put themselves in a position where we could have wastelanded their Mazavith, and if we drew into Bolt off of our Brainstorm, we won the game. Mind you, I believe there was only one Bolt left in the deck at that point. And then we lost to Sultai Beans. I was kind of in a bit of a daze this morning. My coffee, I mean, that's no excuse, but I think it's like worth noting at least that that the Beans matchup is hard, but I've been doing pretty good against it. A buddy of mine plays Beans quite frequently at my locals, and in paper we always have like really close games, but I feel like it's closer than you might think. Historically, these Sultai, bigger kind of bean-like control decks chew apart Delver and Tempo. But I do think that Corey Seal Cutter gives you some purchase to go into a longer, grindy game. We got to see the power of Tamiyo flipping in this league. Spell Pierce turned out to be pretty good in a lot of spots, so I do like this split that we've got going on here. The one issue is that by playing the Spell Pierce main, you have to chew a sideboard slot for a second Unholy Heat. I feel like it's requisite to have 2 in this metagame. Ooh, the main deck here, I like the way that this main deck functions and looks. I would love another Brazen Borrower in the 75, but like I don't think cutting a Murktide for a Borrower, I don't know, 3 dragons in this deck strikes me as like where you want to be. Cards that I'm kind of thinking about, I don't know that the 4 Macabres, so like we had 4 Macabres, we never played against Blue-Black Reanimator where it's certainly good, but we played against Sultai Beans. I think that plays Uro, and we also played against lands, and in those 2 matchups, these Fairy Macabres are just not the kind of card that you want. But I do think we do want to play some number of Macabres. So when I played at my locals the other night, I was playing 1 Macabre, 1 Surgical, 1 Unlicensed Hearse, and 1 Grafdigger's Cage. I think I like the idea of playing 1 Graf. I don't know that Unlicensed Hearse is good enough. It is 2 mana. It's a powerful card. It's something I've been experimenting with, and it's like pretty good against Nethergoyf in particular. It's good against lands in these grindy matchups. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that's where you want to be. Like, I think you could play Surgical Extraction or Unlicensed Hearse as the 4th piece of graveyard hate.
then I'm not even sure that you bother bringing Cage in against Blue Black Reanimator. See, like this way you get 3 things to fight against Blue Black Reanimator that aren't permanent based. Because they're going to bring in their borrowers anyways to bounce your Murktides and just play like a tempo game if things come to that. So I think that relying on something like Cage is not good. Although in a blue-red deck, Cage does have a little bit better purchase because you're kind of forcing them to answer the Cage with a borrower, but then you're also playing all these Dazes and Dragon's Rage channelers and pressuring your opponent's life total. So yeah, with Cutter, the thing that I'm most concerned about, I guess, is the sideboard and where to like move forward with the way that the sideboard looks. So like if I was going to Eternal Weekend and I was playing this deck, there's a couple other cards that I would be interested in. So Null Rod, like if I just make a maybe pile here just quick while we're kind of like discussing technology. Null Rod, Brazen Borrower, Consign to Memory. Honestly, 2 Price of Progresses, though I think 1 pop is probably just fine. These are the cards that I'm like interested in for Eternal Weekend. I would love to find a way to fit a Null Rod into the deck because I do expect there to be a bunch of Forge, and also just having, I think the Tony Scapone Storm deck is very good. I haven't actually played it yet, but I've been watching, like I watched Romario play the Storm deck on his YouTube channel. Check out Romario's channel, by the way. He's got some sick pre-modern and legacy action over there. So yeah, Romario Vidal on YouTube would be a great place to go to consume some more legacy content if you're at all interested in that. I was also on I can't remember because I recorded this yesterday. I can't remember if I said that I was on the Legacy Small Talk podcast, episode 101, with Romario, Eureka, and Geodude Jared. It was a great time. So if you're looking for something to do, check out that podcast in general. If you're into Doomsday content, there's been a bunch of great episodes recently where they've been talking to other Doomsday players as well, chiefly among them Monkeys Can't Cry and Wonder Pro. So yeah, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that podcast exists, but it is out there for you to consume if you like. But yeah, that was just a brief, I got sidetracked when I started talking about Scapone's Storm deck, but having something like Null Rod to answer these Storm and Artifact decks is like pretty sweet. We've already got Meltdown, but I don't know how good Meltdown is against Mystic Forge, and the Cruel Captain is like on the horizon, right? This is not my style of Magic card, but this Magic card strikes me as though it is very, very good. I think this card is incredible. It's coming out, I guess, next week now. Maybe even a day after you see this, you may be able to get your hands on a Tezzeret Cruel Captain of your own. The thing that I like about this card is it costs 3 mana. And so I'm like conceiving of all these like busted artifact starts where you go like turn 1 Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith, cast Tezzeret Cruel Captain, untap Grim Monolith, and then play like a Trinisphere or some kind of other crazy 3-drop. Or like if you're against Storm, play it, search for Chalice, put a Chalice in on 0, you know? The kind of Grim Monolith, cast Tezzeret, untap Grim Monolith vibe gives me vibes of like pre-Companion Rule Lurrus shenanigans where you would have access to Black Lotus, Lurrus the Dream Den into replay Black Lotus. So your Lurrus is just free. With Grim Monolith, your Tezzeret is just free in the same kind of way. So I think this card is going to actually like potentially be very, very strong in these kinds of Mystic Forge decks, or whether it brews like a new kind of archetype as well. I was talking to one of my friends, Josh Kronk, who top 8'd Eternal Weekend last year playing Mystic Forge. He plays at my locals, and he's very excited about this card. But a lot of the Mystic Forge decks and artifact decks right now are playing for like 4 mana things, right? Like Karns and One Rings. Whereas with the Grim Monolith untap action off Tezzeret, you might want to play like a few more 3s in your deck potentially. But I think that this card's going to be very, very powerful potentially. I think it could make a splash in the format and potentially push some of these colorless decks over the top, which would want us to start thinking about cards like
this, like more Price of Progress, because these greedy Ancient Tomb decks, right, are going to play a bunch of lands and then just die to Price of Progress. Null Rod seems excellent. Consign to Memory seems excellent as well. And then I look at this sideboard, right, and I'm just like, well, I need to devote some attention to Barrow-goyf in Unholy Heat. I love having these 5 blasts. Like I don't know that I can cut down on blasts because I still like having 2 Hydro-blasts for Painter, for Mono Red Prison, for Corey Steelcutter, for Sneak and Show, right? Like the way the sideboard's constructed, like maybe you can go down to just 1 Fawn. Maybe there's a way to reconstruct the main deck so that you get the other Unholy Heat in the main deck, which opens up a slot for another one of these cards. The thing that I'm most concerned about with this deck is just trying to figure out, firstly, like what the breakdown of graveyard hate for the deck is supposed to be. So we saw the downside. We never saw the upside of having Fairy Macabre today, but we did see the downside of playing against decks like Lands and Beans, where you might want something like a Surgical Extraction or an unlicensed Hearse to counteract those kinds of graveyard decks. But yeah, fitting some number of these things in seems challenging, but these are the kinds of cards that I'm thinking about for Eternal Weekend right now. But yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of tough to determine what's going on exactly in the format. It's a little early to be focusing on sideboards. But yeah, if I was playing this deck, I think I want to be able to cover like a wide swath of possible decks. And one of the upsides with playing the blue-red cutter in particular, where you have these 10 cards, like I almost wish I could play 2 more Preordains in this deck and just go completely Xerox. I don't know exactly what that would look like. But the fact that you have these 10 cantrips in your deck, as well as actually these baubles, right? So you've got 14 cantrips in your deck. That means that you can get away with playing, 1 Meltdown, 1 Price of Progress, 1 Unholy Heat, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, right? Because you're going to see more of your deck every game. I feel like in the expressive iteration era of Delver, that was one of the biggest strengths of the blue-red Delver deck, was just that, like, with expressive iteration plus Dragon's Rage Channeler, you're seeing so many cards every single game that you can just dig to precisely the cards that you need and actually have like a pretty good chance of finding what you're looking for. So yeah, that's all just to say. Again, I'm not sure if I like blue-red cutter better than rug cutter, but there is something to be said about not clogging up the fuel lines with a bunch of 2-drops and just, trying to be as lean, mean, and to the point as possible here with these cards. There's also another card coming out that could be interesting for us. Let me try to see really quick. One of my friends sent it in a group chat yesterday. Cryo Shatter from Edges of Eternities. Look at this thing. An enchant aura for 1 blue mana. Enchant creature gets -5/-0. And then when enchant creature becomes tapped or is dealt damage, destroy it. Is this the card we need to beat blue-black? Is this better than Unholy Heat? I don't know. But attaching this to a Barrow-goyf seems pretty freaking good to me. Especially against blue-black, where they can't like pyroblast it off. It just kind of like completely shuts down a Barrow-goyf. Mind you, when this goes to the graveyard, it'll pump their future Barrow-goyfs by an additional 1, which might put them out of Unholy Heat range. But that was another card that I actually thought was interesting, because blue-red's biggest problem right now is beating these decks that go a little bit bigger with their toughness, namely Nethergoyfs. Like, you saw how challenging it was. Like that one Nethergoyf, we were able to kind of race it and keep up to par with it in that third game there in the last match. But yeah, we very easily, that could have gone in another direction, where we just got completely punished by that 4/5 creature and just had no way to answer it. So yeah, these are my thoughts right now, at least. I think that some of the best decks in the format right now are, well, obviously Blue-Black Reanimator. I think that Tony Scapone's Storm deck is exceptional. And I also think that that lands, like,
lands is a very, very good deck right now. It seems to be very well positioned against Oops if you win the die roll, and it seems like it has a pretty decent shot against Blue Black Reanimator, and it certainly crushes tempo as we saw today. And even like its downsides, like Doomsday, other decks that traditionally have kind of like clowned on lands, the way that land is built now makes Doomsday a lot harder to navigate through the Disruptor Flutes, the Wastelands, the Endurances, whatever else they may be bringing to the table. So yeah. In any case, everybody, thank you so much for coming along. If you've been enjoying these videos, consider dropping a like or even subscribing to the channel. I'm always looking to have a good time. If you found out about me via the last podcast, the Legacy Small Talk, and you dropped by, we had an increase in subscriptions after I was on there. I think I got like 10. We're at like 220 now, which is pretty awesome. So thank you for dropping by. I hope you enjoy everything. We just hang out here and have a good time, play some Legacy, try out some new cards, cut and doom, Have a nice day, everybody. Cheers.